Well, but of course the big story here, no doubt, is the weather. You can see plenty of people out at City Beach in Coeur d'Alene today trying to beat the heat. And Tom, we know that that is just the name of the game, not just for today, but pretty much all weekend, the weekend too.
Absolutely, and the hottest temperatures still to come. And then we hear about some power outages happening. And right now, air conditioning really is the one life-saving feature that we have here in the inland Northwest. Normally our weather is really just kind of inconvenient. We don't get tornadoes, we don't get hurricanes. Our flooding doesn't typically cost us loss of life, but this is dangerously hot weather. Matter of fact, as far as weather-related, non-storm related weather that kills the most people in the United States is heat. So here we go. We're at 103 in Spokane, 104 in Coeur d'Alene. It's 100 in Pullman, 112 right now out in Moses Lake, and 111 in Othello. When you look at the forecast over the next 12 hours, it's brutally hot through the evening hours and even late at night, 83 degrees at 11 o'clock. This makes it, your houses can't cool down, and that is the real problem. Normally we cool down into the 50s, so even if we get a hot day, we can open up our windows, put the fans in the windows, bring our house down to a comfortable temperature. But you can see the overnight lows just dropping down into the 70s. Satellite and radar picture shows a cutoff low right here, but really we've just got this big blocking ridge of high pressure. You've heard it referred to as a heat dome, and it is just stubborn. It is stuck and it's not moving. We had record heat out in Portland with temperatures up around 113 yesterday. So and where many of those homes don't have air conditioning. Eventually this heat dome is going to push off to the east, but not for this week. When we look at the Future Tracker computer model, not showing you anything in the way of cloud cover and certainly no precipitation on tap. So your forecast is calling for, again, dangerously hot weather. I'm not exaggerating this. 116 in Ephrata and Moses Lake, 114 in Grand Coulee, Omak, 117 degrees. All of these temperatures are hotter than Phoenix, Arizona for tomorrow. 110 in Deer Park, 111 in Davenport, 111 expected here in Spokane. The all-time record high previously had been 108 degrees. Lewiston gets up to 115. We go from 111 to 109 to 105, all record high temperatures. Friday 102. Now we're into the 4th of July weekend, 101 on Saturday, 100 expected on Sunday. At least the low drops down to 68. And then finally we get out of the hundreds by Monday of next week. We go down to 97 degrees and no rain right now on tap. So if you are out right now and you're seeking, how do I get cool? Well, you want to be out in the water to cool off, to get away from all this heat. Temperatures are much cooler than you may think, those water temperatures. With that, we turn to meteorologist Thomas Patrick, who's live at Quemlin Park in Post Falls to explain more. So Thomas, how have the temperatures in the water changed since the beginning of the month?
Yeah, actually quite a lot, Tom. Even though it is 98 right now in the shade, and I think my thermostat has actually cooled off since it's been in my hand, which is cooler than the ambient air temperature. The water actually is quite pleasant at the moment. Obviously, no one's reluctant to get in here at Quemlin Park in Post Falls, and the water temperature, as I tested about 5 minutes ago, was 78 degrees. That's not much cooler than maybe some lukewarm bath water. So obviously quite comfortable as you jump in. This is obviously a huge change from the beginning of the month. If you remember, about a month ago, I was out at the Bull and Pitcher and used the exact same thermometer on the Spokane River there. At the time, it read 57 degrees. Now I have 78, and the official temperature at Lake Coeur d'Alene is reading 68 degrees. So what's happening is, not just is it obviously incredibly hot from recently and is going to be, but there's no more snow melt anymore. There's no more snow in the mountains. We're not getting any more of that runoff. So the water temperatures are obviously climbing as a result of not being refreshed by that freshly melted mountain snow. And when we get little inlets like this, they end up being just a little bit warmer even than the river proper itself. So obviously this is a very popular spot to get down to try to cool off without it being too frigid as you just run head first into the water. Reporting from Quemlin Park in Post Falls, meteorologist Thomas Patrick. Back to you.
All right, Thomas, thank you very much.